Hey, I think I'm live. Hey, this is the Average Rye here, and welcome back to my adventures. And as you can see, I'm not really in adventure mode. I'm sitting at the house getting prepared for adventure mode. So I'm actually streaming right now live. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm streaming on YouTube and Instagram right now, and I have never done either one. So uh, hopefully, hopefully it's not terrible. So I actually don't know how many people are going to join me on either one of these, and I want to kind of introduce myself and answer some questions if that people ask me all the time. And since I'm going to replay these videos, repost them on both platforms, I was going to just answer some of the questions that I get answered or asked all the time, and uh, and then hopefully I can read some comments. I don't know how to do that on the Instagrams, so we'll see how this works. So just a quick thing about me. I'm originally from Mississippi. Graduated high school, did a couple years of community college. It was terrible. I hated it, and so I joined the Coast Guard. It was awesome. I loved it. I did 10 years of it. I was a helicopter mechanic and air crew. Got to literally like be a fisher of men. Weird. I'm kind of a son of a carpenter, so hopefully it doesn't end up like the other guy. I am in my mid 30s, so. Mm. Uh, Anyways, I did 10 years, got out, decided to go back to school, and did aerospace engineering at Mississippi State, Hell State, national champs for baseball. So pretty proud of my dogs there. So we won't do it in football, but hey, baseball is awesome. Uh, anyways, finished school, been an engineer now for the last almost 4 years. But I get like the 4 year itch of being in the military for so long. That's one reason why I decided to go on the Appalachian Trail. Getting cooped up here in the in the city life, so I got to go. I got to get out on the trail and go do something fun. So why not quit work and go hike the Appalachian Trail? That sounds like a great deal. So just a little background of like my outdoor adventures. I started in the Cub Scouts many years ago and kind of fell in love with camping way back when I was like 8. I think that was the first time I ever got to go camping, and I loved it. I mean, I just fell in love with it immediately. We the 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 Cub Scouts and later on the Boy Scouts, they kept doing backpacking trips, but I kept getting sick every time we would go. Like we were supposed to go on a backpacking trip, so I never actually got to go backpacking. And in fact, I kind of forgot about it. In all my time in the Coast Guard, I did a little bit of camping, but it was more like off road, kind of hillbilly deluxe style camping, 4-wheeler riding in the mud and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But when I got out, went to school, I had some friends that actually had done some section hikes on the Appalachian Trail, and we tried to get some backpacking trips together with just like a veterans only groups, and it just never worked out. So anyways, I get to Huntsville, and finally I'm sick of like asking people to like join me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start going by myself. And so right like for Christmas of 2019, I bought all like my camping gear, my backpacking gear, and just started going. And luckily a veteran buddy of mine from school, uh, Mr. Pierman, he Charles, he was kind enough to join me and show me the ropes of what backpacking is all about. I attribute a lot of the things I've been able to learn just from listening to him, and I got some other buddies along the way that have shown me a lot. Plus, just watching YouTube, right? Um, so for the last almost 3 years now, I've been backpacking like every chance I get. I've been doing a lot of like wilderness backpacking, so like 3 day trips here, 2 day trips there. I've done a 7 day long trip with a good friend of mine after she graduated from Mississippi State. We met up. It's kind of like a graduation party trip thing. I don't know. We spent a week out in the Sipsey Wilderness in northern Alabama, and it was a blast. And after a week of backpacking, I was like, I don't want to go back. I think I could do this a lot longer, and that kind of started the gears turning to want to start hiking the Appalachian Trail. In fact, the first day I just went to a state park just to test out all my gear, and just a random guy showed up to my campfire. I was like the only one out there, And he shows up and he talks he told me about the Appalachian Trail and how much he loved it and how many people he's met. He's got lifelong friends from it, and that's actually what kind of started the gears rolling. Plus, I had a friend way back when, in 2005, the year I joined the Coast Guard. One of my great buddies, his trail name is Sip, and anyways, he I got to spend some time with him over Christmas, over the holidays this year, and pick his brain. And he really helped solidify my answer to the question of, do I really want to quit work and go hike the Appalachian Trail? And luckily he pushed me over the edge. So I was like, you know what? I got the means. Let's do this. So I don't know how does anybody know how to do this? Nope. Let's see. All right. I don't know how to look at if anybody's making comments on Instagram. I don't know how to do that. So I am going to answer some of the biggest questions people have been asking me on the streets. Whether it's family members or just the random people I see on the trail that I'm like, hey, I'm about to go hike the Appalachian Trail. And they're like, cool. I have so many questions. So the big three questions that I get are, one, are you hiking with anybody? Are you hiking solo, or do you have a friend that's stupid enough to go with you? And the question is, no, that nobody's stupid enough to take off work with me for 6 months and go hike the Appalachian Trail. So it's just going to be me. But as they say, you're never alone on the trail unless you want to be alone on the trail. So I know that when I get started, the day I start, I actually will be starting with at least I think 25 other people that are registered as of this moment. I think there's 25 the day before and 25 the day after. So there's going to be, within the week that I start, there's going to be over 100 people starting the same week. So I'm sure I will not be alone. And I'm sure, I don't know if you ever met me, I always meet my best friend, by talk. I just talk to everybody and they're always instant best friends. So I will not really be alone, but I'm hiking by myself. So the number two question I always get is, okay, so you're going on the Appalachian Trail. It's dangerous, right? Are you bringing a gun? The answer is no. I have carried while backpacking before. I have a little 380 it weighs less than 5 pounds. It's really not. In the grand scheme of things, that's not that heavy. But carrying 5 pounds that you don't really need from, Springer Mountain, Georgia, all the way to Mount Katahdin. I still can't pronounce that right. In Maine, for 2,190-ish miles, I don't want to carry 5 pounds. So, it's less than 1% of all people that have ever hiked have ever had any weird, crazy, dangerous stuff happen to where a gun would be necessary. And most of the time, it probably wouldn't save them anyway. So, and it's unfortunate. Excuse me. And then the third biggest question I get asked is, what do you do for food? And I think a lot of thru hikers, they kind of, after watching all the videos where they have a friend that hiked it, 30 years ago, like I did. 2005, I guess not 30 years, but whatever. But we talked to these guys and they're like, oh, I had to ship myself food every week. And it was a lot of planning. And, but then you get out on the trail and you realize there's a grocery store every 8 miles, or there's access to town pretty regularly, so I'll be able to resupply pretty often, and it may just be a gas station. I might be living off some saltines and peanut butter crackers, but there will be food, and if that's all they have, that's all they have, and then I'll just wait till the next town. But no, I should be able to get pretty decent food. My first week I'll have some freeze dried food that I typically bring that kind of stuff with me anyways. I plan on bringing my first 7 days worth of supplies with me, and then going into town and resupplying. So I will have a couple of resupply packages sent to me along trail. I will be I got to swap out shoes probably at least like 4 times. The first pair of shoes I'm wearing are Keens, and they're not. I mean, they're going to be good for what I need them for. The first part of the trail, which is wintry conditions, possible snow. So they're dry shoes. I mean, they're waterproof. There we go. So they'll help protect me from like the snow or just being saturated. So they'll keep my feet dry, and hopefully warmer at least than what I usually wear, which are the Ultra Lone Peaks. And I cannot wait until I get to put those on, because those are my favorite shoes. I mean, when I tried them in the store, I put them on and I never took them off, and I love them. So I've got like three brand new pairs on standby to send as soon as the weather warms up, and I can start wearing them again. So, but when I get those shoes sent, I'll definitely have some extra food that I want to send off with me. So, hey, I got a question from on the YouTubes. Let's see. Did you have to quit your job, take leave, or are you taking a leave of absence? So that's a good question. So that's another one. I guess that's like another top 10 question that I get asked all the time. And luckily, I got a cool boss, and I was able to talk to him. I talked to him like 3 weeks out, and because he told me a long time ago, he's like, hey man, if you ever leave, 4-week notice would be awesome, but 2 weeks is all that's required. But anything more than that would be awesome. So I remembered that conversation, and I went to him. I tried to do 4 weeks, but it was more like 3.5. And I just told him, I was like, hey man, this is what I want to do. Is there any, are there any possibilities of anything? Otherwise, here's my notice. And he's like, hey, let me talk to some people. So, luckily, our customer really likes me. I don't know, but they like me, and they were able to work out with my company a 6-month leave of absence. So I didn't quit my job. I'm just taking a long pause. So I'm not getting paid or anything. I don't get any benefits or anything. And honestly, they told me like it's still not 100% that you'll get your job when you get back, but we'll find you something. So that's that's pretty reassuring, because my original plan was to sit back, and every time I got cell phone service, are there any jobs? Please apply. So I'm glad I don't have to experience that on the trail, and I can just focus on hiking the trail, and doing some cool photos for Instagram and some awesome videos for YouTube, and hopefully some people follow and watch along and enjoy it. So I hope that answers that question. See, I wish I could figure out if there's any. I probably should have done more research on Instagram live stuff, so to see if I can actually read questions. But some other questions that I get asked a lot. Just these are some things that you can easily Google, that are easily Googleable, but they always ask anyway. So like where are you starting? So I'll be starting in Amicalola Falls State Park. I think I said that right, in Georgia. So there's actually an approach trail that's like 7-9 miles. So I'll be starting. You actually check in at the state park there. You get your thru hiker tag, and then away you go. So it's like I said, about 9 miles on the approach trail to the start of the AT on Springer Mountain, Georgia, and then I'll hike all the way to Maine. So that's, if I think I do this right. Let's see. So Georgia to North Carolina to Tennessee to Virginia. West Virginia is in there somewhere. Maryland, Pennsylvania. What was it? Connecticut. Oh, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Maybe not in that order. And then Vermont, New Hampshire, and then Maine. So I don't know if that's the exact order, but yeah, finish in Maine. I don't know how I'm going to get back yet. My mom's actually going to drive me to Georgia, since it's not too far away, and she wanted to say goodbye to her baby. So hey mom. So how do you get there? So I think so that was one of the questions. Like, how do you get there? How do you get back? A lot of people just get dropped off and picked up. So I'll be getting dropped off. I don't know. We're still working out the terminal because the goal is to finish the entire Appalachian Trail. But the reality is, things happen. Break a leg. Your will to hike breaks. Some crazy things happen. People don't always finish. So I'm trying to go in as open mind. Like, hey, there's a possibility that I won't finish, and I got to be okay with that. So, so I haven't. I mean, 6 months is a long time out. So we got some ideas cooking. We're thinking about taking a train back and kind of doing like a cross country train ride back home, and hitting some of the states like Delaware and Rhode Island that I will miss on my hike up there. But states that I've never been to. So hopefully that will work. Another big question is like, how many miles do you hike? Oh, hey, I got. Let me answer this, and I got another question on the YouTubes. So the miles per day, like I think my goal when I start out, I hope to be hiking about 10 to 12 miles. I hear that approach trail is pretty treacherous, and a lot of people quit after just they hike the approach trail, get to the Appalachian Trail, and go, you know what? I don't think this is for me. So they turn around and go back. Hopefully that's not me, but I've been training. I've been doing a lot of mountain biking, a lot of some day hiking, and I've been doing a lot of trips over the last 6 months anyway. So I think 10 to 12 miles is a good goal to start off with, and then eventually in a couple of weeks, I would like to be hitting somewhere between 15 and 20, depending on the trail and the day and just how I'm feeling. So, all right. The question from YouTube is, will you be sharing your experience along the way or just posting when you're all done? So the plan is to upload a video, every Friday morning ish, as weather permitting, and if I have service and everything, I would like to be able to, like, my main focus is going to be hiking, but I would like to get as much content as I can throughout the week, string it together and have like a good, like, my goal is like a 10 to 15 minute movie video posted once a week, and then maybe some shorts or some reels on Instagram with some like quick funny things that are maybe happen throughout the week. But that's the goal. I may post more, I may post less. I'm just judging by like what I've seen other YouTubers do. They post when they can, and they try to make a consistent schedule when they're on the trail, but trail stuff happens, and it may not. So I would like to. That is the goal. Check out my videos, hopefully on Friday mornings. I've been trying to get on that schedule the last about month. I've been trying to get the videos posted on Friday, usually in the morning, but sometimes it's been in the afternoon. So, in fact, I got another video coming out this Friday, which will be my gearless video. So if you have any like gear specific questions, you can actually, you can just hit me up on Instagram in the messages, or you can my email is actually on YouTube as well, and you can email me if you have any questions, and then I can especially gear related, and I can tie that in to my gearless video that I'm going to post here on Friday. Hopefully post here on Friday. So we'll see how that goes. So another big question I get is, it goes along the side with like food. What do you do about water? And my plan, so I'll be using a Sawyer Mini. So it's a lot of people use like the Sawyer Squeeze, but it's just it's a filter. It's not charcoal filter. It's got like the microfiber. They're like little disc, and they're like microfiber disc filters. I don't know. There's like multiple layers of these discs, and it does good to filter out bacteria and all the nasty silt and muck and stuff. So you want to try to get the big stuff filtered out before using this filter. But the only thing it doesn't do is prevent like viruses. So luckily we live in a country that has pretty clean water in our streams and rivers in most places. So you don't really have to worry about viruses. traveling along the water in the river. So my buddy that actually hiked back in 2005, I asked him what he did with for water because they didn't have filters back then, which is weird, or at least they weren't a common thing. So he's like, man, he's like, I used iodine tablets for like 2 weeks. That was gross, and I used chlorine drops for like another 2 weeks, and then I just forgot to treat it, and I just drank water straight from the stream like the rest of the trip, and never got sick. So I'm not gonna do that. I don't really want to, my stomach hates me on most days anyway, so I don't really want to mess with that. But if you watched my last video, I had some water filter issues. Now I could have troubleshot it a little bit more, but I was worried about trees falling on me, so I didn't play with the water filter that much. Um, but I ended up buying a new one just in case that other one was busted. But so I'm probably just gonna bring my new water filter. It's a Sawyer Mini, so I've never had any problems. This last trip was the only time I really had problems with it, but I think if I would have just backwashed it, I would have been fine. But as a backup to that, I do have a pot and I do have a stove and I can boil water if needed. So um, we'll see. We'll see how that works. And then a lot of people ask, hey, are you going to be able to do you have cell phone service the whole time? Or hey, what do you do for like batteries and stuff? So I am bringing one, my phone will be in airplane mode. So I won't know if I have service until like I'm on the top of the mountain and I go, hey, let's see if I have service. Let's try to upload this video real quick or post this awesome picture. So I'm gonna be trying to do that on occasion, but for the most part, I'm gonna be trying to conserve my battery life. So my phone on most of my trips lasts me all 3 days, and that's with videoing and taking pictures and everything. And then so I'll have more details about this later, but I have like a battery pack that I'll be using that I can charge on the oh I'll be able to use it to charge my phone, and I'll be able to use it to I have a solar panel that I'll actually charge my battery pack. I don't know how well it's going to work. I haven't been able to test it too great. Just because every time I've gone out in the last couple months, it's been raining. So, worst case scenario, uh, I send that home and just charge my battery pack when I'm in town. So, well, unless I get any other questions, I don't know how to check the Instagram. So, I I I, I failed you. I failed you bad. So, but those are all those are like the big questions I get asked all the time, and yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. And hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope everybody was able to hear me. And hey, as always, I hope to see you on the trail, and I hope y'all enjoy and follow me. So y'all have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the trail.